Oh, hello again. This time I'd like to tell you a little story about my children. Many of my stories involve them, but then again, that's why we had them, for the amusement value. This one takes place back when my son was about 8 and my daughter was around 6. So, many years ago. They were about so big around at that age. Some people thought that they were anorexic. Those were the people that didn't actually have to buy them food. Those two could go through food like it was going out of style. But that's not what this story is about. Easter that year, they had a week off from school, so we decided to go on a little trip. We like to refer to it as the Dead Presidents and Cave Tour, because we went to visit some relatives in Virginia, and any history buffs will know is that Virginia has a lot of dead presidents' houses, and just so happens it has a lot of caves. So we went down, spent a week, visited some relatives, toured all these different places, and we were headed back to upstate New York. So we just came through Pennsylvania, decided to stop at Hershey, Pennsylvania, home of Hershey's chocolate, of course. The whole town smells like chocolate. Now, keep in mind, this is the day before Easter. We told the kids that they would not be able to buy any chocolate. We pretty much had run out of money. We had enough money to get home, but we weren't going to buy any chocolate. They weren't going to be deprived. We had left quite a bit of chocolate at home to surprise them on Easter. And so anyway, we knew that it would be okay. We go through the tour. Basically, the free tour shows how chocolate is made. And when you get out of the tour, it dumps you off in the gift shop. As you can imagine, the gift shop for Hershey's chocolate is Hershey's chocolate. 25-pound bags of Hershey's Kisses, you name it. Stuff that you didn't even know came in that size, came in huge amounts of chocolate. Well, we're walking down the aisles looking at the chocolate, and our daughter, whose indoor voice is pretty much the same as everybody else's outdoor voice. Not saying she's loud. Okay, she's loud. But she's walking down the aisle about 20 feet ahead of us. Son's walking with her. And in her ever so quiet voice says, there's not going to be any Easter at our house this year. Dad said some hunters accidentally shot the Easter bunny. And our son, not to be outdone, says, yeah. And that's the replacement Easter bunny for the one that Dad accidentally ran over on his way to work last year. Now we figured, knowing my kids, they're just trying to scam chocolate out of somebody else because they know we're not going to buy any. My wife and I just scooted into the next aisle with our hands over our mouths and burst out laughing. We're like, whose kids are those? And so anyway, that was when I knew Morgan, our daughter, was at the top of her game that day. So we get them back in the car, laughing about the whole thing, and ask them if they didn't think it was going to work, but it was worth a try. And we get down the road a little ways, I fill up the tank. We're within a tank of home. It's lunchtime, and we go into the Denny's. Now, anybody who's ever eaten at Denny's, you get a lot of food. So we're looking at the menus, and just as the waitress pulls up, Morgan leans over and gets right in her brother's face and says, "It's my turn to eat today. You ate yesterday." Yeah, the waitress sort of just stunned, and because I knew from the previous incident that Morgan was at the top of her game, I just said, "Well, I think we all can eat today. We got a full tank of gas and we're almost home." Needless to say, the waitress, when she brought the food, I'm pretty sure there was more food on each of those kids' plates than there normally would have been. Yeah. And this, as always, is an absolutely true story. We'll see you next time.
Hi, the story that you've just been told really did happen. I was a participant. Okay, I was the instigator in the story. I'm his daughter, Morgan, the twisted child. It really did happen the way that he said. I remember all of it. He might have embellished slightly, but not very much at all. Bye!